March the 27th. I consider that our present sufferings are not worth comparing with the glory that will be revealed in us. Romans chapter 8, verse 18. A remarkable event occurred recently at a wedding in England. The bridegroom, a very wealthy young man of high social standing, had been blinded by an accident at the age of 10. In spite of his blindness, he had graduated from the university with honors and had now won the heart of his beautiful bride, although he had never looked upon her face. Shortly after his marriage, he underwent a new round of treatments by specialists, and the result was ready to be revealed on the day of his wedding. The big day arrived, with all the guests and their presents. In attendance were cabinet ministers, generals, bishops, and learned men and women. The groom, dressed for the wedding, but with his eyes still covered by bandages, rode to the church with his father. His famous ophthalmologist met them in the vestry of the church. The bride entered the church on the arm of her white-haired father. She was so moved she could hardly speak. Would the man she loved finally see her face, a face others admired, but he knew only through the touch of his delicate fingertips? As she neared the altar, while the soft strains of the wedding march floated through the church, she saw an unusual group. There before her stood the groom, his father, and the doctor. The doctor was in the process of cutting away the last bandage. Once the bandage was removed, the groom took a step forward, yet with the trembling uncertainty of someone who is not completely awake. A beam of rose-colored light from a pane in the window above the altar fell across his face, but he did not seem to like it. Could he see anything? Yes. Recovering in an instant his steadiness and demeanor, and with a dignity and joy never before seen on his face, he stepped forward to meet his bride. They looked into each other's eyes, and it seemed as if his gaze would never wander from her face. "At last," she said. "At last," he echoed solemnly, bowing his head. It was a scene with great dramatic power, as well as one of great joy. Yet, as beautiful as this story is, it is but a mere suggestion of what will actually take place in heaven when Christians, who have been walking through this world of trial and sorrow, shall see him face to face. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 12. Just longing, dear Lord, for you, Jesus, beloved and true, yearning and wondering when you'll be coming back again. Under all I say and do, just longing, dear Lord, for you. Some glad day, all watching past, you will come for me at last. Then I'll see you, hear your voice, be with you rejoice. How the sweet hope thrills me through, sets me longing, dear Lord, for you.